What's up, traders? Just wanted to give you an update on what to expect from the No Nonsense Forex YouTube channel going forward. And when I say going forward, that's figure probably the end of 2022, and then we'll kind of reevaluate and see what's going on. But as I've mentioned many times in the past, especially towards the end of last year, there's a real dilemma when you run evergreen content, and pretty much everything you do is evergreen. You're going to run out of things to talk about at some point. Now, at this point, I still have probably 2, maybe 3 good trading videos I can still put out, but that's really about it. So on top of that, I feel like there's a need for more material out of this channel, because for the first time really since the channel started back in 2018, our volume is back. Everything we have wanted as trend traders that we went without for about 3-4 years is back, and it seems to be back at a consistent rate. Let's not jinx it, but unfortunately, the reason why our volume is back is because things are getting really shaky in the financial market and just in life in general. And I'm afraid this is only the beginning. Everything we had been talking about on the 10-Minute Contrarian podcast, which you can also catch on this channel, is finally manifesting itself now. So in a way, I almost feel a responsibility to put out more content for people, and people have just been asking for it on top of that. They're like, hey, just talk about anything. There's so many indicators out there. Just make a video on any particular indicator and tell us what you think about it. And I would like to do that, actually, but there's one big problem. As some of you guys know, I am nomadic. I like to live in different places for short amounts of time and just kind of run around and see everything. And I'm living out of 2 suitcases and a computer bag at this point. And there's just no room for old laptops with offline Excel documents and notepads to where I can actually go back and reference these things. It's come to the point to where on a lot of these things, if I don't use it right now, or I haven't used it in the last 2-3 years probably, I don't really remember what my testing was like. So I would have to go in and test it all over again, and I just don't have time for that. So these are videos I want to make, but I just don't have the time or resources to do them. But I figured something out. I went to somebody who we've mentioned on this channel a few times before. If you go to the automation video, or in particular the automation blog, Dan Stone from Stonehill Forex actually tests these out on his blog. He's a no-nonsense Forex trader, so he tests them within the context of how we trade and runs them through the strategy tester that he talked about on that blog. And what he's doing now is he's taking these indicators and testing them on the Euro USD and then adding in gold and Bitcoin. I don't know if he's finished with the gold and Bitcoin part yet, but I know it's coming. And I reached out to him and said, hey, tell me what you think about this. I will take an indicator that you have done a blog on, add in my own opinions on it from what I remember, and make a video out of it. And he said, go right ahead. So that's awesome. He and I will be working together on these videos, and we will bring some of this information to you. Now, as you guys know, some of you are experts on indicators at this point, and a lot of times these indicators are great for your system. Sometimes they're completely useless, but I never know who I'm talking to, and I don't know what your algorithms look like. So whether or not it's helpful or it's not, I'm excited to bring this information to you in the hopes that it helps in some way. So we will be adding that to the channel. Now, before I talk about everything that's going to be on the channel and on the website, let's go over one thing now that I forgot to go over this entire year. And if you guys are fans of the old Forex Q&A podcast, you know this very well. We had a word of the year every year that we would kind of rally around. And there was a reasoning behind that word. And so if you remember the last 4 years, what those were like, I never really talked about what the word was going to be for 2022. So let's do that now. Does anybody have any idea what it might be? I might have hinted at it already. But the word for 2022 on the No Nonsense Forex YouTube channel, now and pretty much forever, is still going to be execute. What else do you need to do? You've been relentless. You've built your system. In 2021, you actually pulled the trigger on it. Most of you did. And now that our volume might be back for a long time, I don't know what any of you are doing not trading and or hardcore back testing and forward testing. Forex traders, our time is now. So the word for 2022, 2023, and beyond is execute. You didn't do all that work for us to finally get the volume we've been looking for the last 4 years and sit on your hands. So this is your main objective for the rest of your trading career. It's time to pull the trigger if you haven't done so already. And if you're only doing it sporadically, it's time to start doing it every trading day. I, in return, will do my best to bring you as much material as I can. So we already have the 10-Minute Contrarian podcast that goes off every weekend, usually on Saturday, sometimes on Friday. And you can catch that on the YouTube channel as well. We have been so early to so many things. I mean, if you're only trading and not investing, especially at a time like this where we're really in kind of a sweet spot for contrarian investing, I think you're making a big mistake. Definitely come check us out there. If you didn't know, and if you don't follow me on Twitter, I have brought the blog back. I am blogging once a week now at a consistent rate. Usually comes out on Wednesday or Thursday. I need to put the new blog out today. So check that out too. It's not going to be a Forex trading blog. 9 out of 10 times. It's going to be more investing, some crypto, a lot of just kind of how to protect yourself going forward, things like that. If I feel like I can offer any type of expertise on any of this stuff, I'm going to put out a blog, and that's going to be consistently out every week now as well. Alongside the indicator profile videos I just spoke about, get ready for those. We want to push those out like once every 2 weeks or so, give you at least 2 a month. But just as a caveat, what I will not be doing anymore is mentioning if these indicators are in my personal top 50 or top 100. Because as most of you should have learned by now, we all run different systems. Indicators work differently in the context of different systems. And it doesn't really matter if it's a top 50 or top 100 indicator from me. I've even spoken about some of my top 100. And I've had people come in and say, look, this thing doesn't work in my system at all. And that's fine. A lot of times it's not going to. To where I've had other people come in and say, wow, where has this been all my life? And 3-4 years down the road, they're still using it. Now, conversely, I've also put up some indicators that I really don't like the rate of change indicator, for example. I hate that indicator. It's useless. But I've even had people come around and say, hey, I have found a way to put that into my algorithm, and I did these tweaks, and it works really, really well. So you just never know how these things are going to take with people. So we're just going to put them out, talk about them. You're already going to see how they stack up statistics-wise against other indicators. Dan does a really good job with just taking up the base case testing and then optimizing it and putting those two side by side. So you're going to see the ones that really come out on top anyway. I'm pretty at least pumped to bring this to you. And this is going to kind of usher in the new chapter of the No Nonsense Forex YouTube channel. I also have a new affiliate for the first time in 2 years after passing up on hundreds of offers in that time. So it's going to be good. So stick around for that. I want to have that video out towards the end of this month. But with so much going on, if you haven't yet, for the love of God, subscribe, hit the bell. Don't miss anything. Lots more stuff actually coming out, and hopefully at a consistent clip. The frequency won't quite be as much as it was back in 2019, but it's going to be pretty close. I want to continue to do my part to set you up as best as I possibly can. You, in return, need to do your part to subscribe, hit the bell, execute, and go get it.